England. And basically what I'm going to try and do for you today is go through lots of different kind of ideas and different resources which can support you to get outstanding within PE lessons. First of all, just a little bit about me. Like I said before, I work at Wickham School, which is in Gateshead. I've been teaching 5 years, and I'm responsible within the school for Key Stage 4 learning within PE, and also teaching and learning within PE as well. I teach Key Stage 3, both years 7 and 8, BTEC Sport to years 10 and 11, GCSE PE to years 10 and 11, and also I teach on the A-level PE course as well that we have. As well as that, one of my other responsibilities is a link tutor role at Northumbria University PE Skit. The reason I mention all this is because all the information that you will hear about today, all the resources, all the different ideas, etc., they've actually been used with these classes, or they've been used in line with this Skit course. So it's not just a case of I'm taking ideas out of a hat or whatever. Every single resource or idea, etc., is basically being used and is being evidenced as outstanding or good to outstanding. Throughout the course, as Graham said, if you've got any questions about anything that I say, please put it into the chat box at the bottom. If I notice it, I'll answer it. But if not, I'll come back to it and make sure that I answer your questions all the time. So first of all, a little bit of a task for you. I don't know if people are sat there by themselves or actually sat there within departments, but basically just very quickly, just a couple of ideas of why you are here. In other words, what do you want from this session? And hopefully if you can give me a little bit more information about that, I'll be able to hopefully answer your questions or your key points throughout the session. So if you just want to type down now quickly, just kind of why you're here, what you want out of the session, and also if it's a department or just the individual who sat there. Give you another minute or so to do that. Lovely. So I've got feedback from everybody there, so that sounds absolutely fantastic. So hopefully over the course of this session, and indeed the next session as well, you'll get those ideas that are hopefully quite easy, quick and active to put into your teaching, whether it be theory or whether it be practical lessons. So like I said, this is the first part of a double-headed session. And in this part, what we're going to look at today is basically the difference between kind of good and outstanding, and what actually goes into making an outstanding lesson. And also, what we're going to focus in the second half of today is to be aware of how effective classroom analysis can lead to outstanding. And hopefully by looking at these two areas, you'll take away some ideas, some key thinking and some resources that will allow you to maybe use in your own school in order to develop the outstanding lessons. So moving on, if we go to the first key point of what is outstanding and basically how do we get there. So if we take the current subject guidance grades, which were released by OFSTED in December last year, we can see here we've got a snapshot of what good and outstanding looks like. So we've got good quality of teaching on the left hand side, and we've got outstanding quality teaching on the right hand side. So we can see there, by summarizing each of those areas regarding quality of teaching, it gives us a snapshot of what we really should be focusing on within lessons. So these snapshots were created using a word map, And the whole idea behind these word maps is that they summarize key text, but the larger the word means that the more commonly that word is used within that text. So in other words, we can use these to focus on the large words. And if we can focus on the large words within our planning and within our lessons, then hopefully we'll get to see the difference between good and outstanding. If we look at the similarities, first of all, like I said, good is on the left-hand side, and outstanding is on the right-hand side as you look at the screen. You can see there that in both of these, progress is very important. Progress is highlighted a lot, and learning is also highlighted a lot in both of these. So ultimately, whether the lesson's good or whether it's outstanding, we've got to have progress in there, and we've got to have learning in there. Obviously, that's kind of a given, but we can see that it's a key thing that maybe OFSTED are going to look at. If we look at the differences, we can see that in good, we've got effectively, and in outstanding, we've got exceptionally. So you can see there that we've got a key difference already in between these two things, effectively, exceptionally. Also, we've got a key difference where in the good word map, teachers is quite big and quite predominant. Whereas in the outstanding one, yes, teachers is a key word, but the one that really stands out is pupils. And for me, that's a big key indicator. Outstanding is less about what we do as teachers and a lot about more of what they do as pupils. And I think that's something that OFSTED are really looking at and really focusing on in their inspections. Not so much what we're doing, but what are we doing in order so the pupils can do something. What are you doing and what effect is it having on the pupils' learning? So that's the quality of teaching. Linked into that, obviously, is the achievement of pupils in PE. And obviously, if we want to develop outstanding lessons, not only is our teaching got to be good, and the pupils' learning got to be good, outstanding, but also the achievement of these pupils as well. So again, if we take the same program, the same word map, summarizing it, highlighting the key words in the large text, again, we've got good on the left-hand side, and also we've got outstanding on the right-hand side. And hopefully what we're going to try and do is build up a big snapshot so that each of these things are linking together. So again, let's look at the similarities between the both. First of all, we've got skills in there. So we know that the pupils have to be focusing on skills of that activity. How we do that obviously depends on us. Linked in with that, it's also got activities in there. So we know that OFSTED want to see different types and different range of activities. Rather than the same repetitive thing over and over again, they want to see a range of activities or different types of activities, okay, which is going to allow us or the pupils to perform the skills. It's also got levels in there, which again, not as prominent, but they're still relevant in both those areas. Now obviously, with the new kind of curriculum coming in and the debate around levels being used or not being used, at some point you're going to have to evidence that pupils are making progress and indeed increasing their performance level within the lesson. How this is done again is hopefully by different activities, and it's done by developing skills, okay, but again it has to be shown and you have to evidence within the lesson. The key differences then, knowledge versus understanding is the big one. Knowledge is very key in good lessons. Pupils developing their knowledge, okay, as part of their achievement. Whereas within outstanding lessons, pupils should be understanding. And you can look at this from both practical and indeed theory lessons. Good lessons, pupils will develop their knowledge through different activities, through developments of skills and indeed acquire the skills. In outstanding lessons, pupils will develop an understanding